Alright, welcome to it. Kind of got things adjusted in an orientation that they're usually not. That's how it goes sometimes. Alright, coffee's made. Of the coffee. The clanking of the spoon. Clink, clank. So the end of the year is on us. Technically, what is this? Well, I can't tell. I'll look in a second. It's, what's today? The 29th. Maybe that was New Year's Day or something? I really don't know for sure. It's gonna happen whether I know about it or not. I can promise you that. So, yeah. Like saying it's through an hourglass. Here we go. Feels like just yesterday I was on the internet streaming breakfast asking where the year went. Good times. So the end of the year recap. We got to recap all the amazing inner whatevers. I don't even know what happened this year. I think this is probably one of them years I'm trying to not remember so much. I feel like this is a year that, like, maybe is the beginning of a new little part of my life. Every once in a while you have, like, just a part where you, like, I don't know, you start something different. I feel like maybe this year coming up, maybe next year. We'll see. One of these years here, something's going to be different. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's going to be different. And I'm it has to be, have to be different. But, I don't know if I'm going to start an exercise regimen. I've tried that a few times. That only works about a week. I'm not sure what it is. Something about the new year. People like think that's just going to make something magic. But I mean, definitely you should try it. If you need to make some magic happen, pick the new year to do it, I guess. I don't know. Kind of go with, try to do everything a little bit in moderation. These are small potatoes. That's why I'm having 4 of them, in case you're judging my potato consumption. These little itty bitty pretend potatoes. Plus, I don't know what it is about potatoes, but they just can't make a potato like they used to. They all have to have a rotten spot in them now because I guess that's the world we live in now, is the world of you gotta have a rotten spot in your potato. I need like a container. Oh, please. What am I going to put them in? Let's use this jar, I guess. Don't tap your glass. Don't do that. Well, it's story time. I don't have my live stream up. Hold on. Let's tell my story here in a second. Get everything sorted out.
To the donors of Wounded Warrior Project, thank you so much.
Brought to you by a man with no legs. Hope that works out for him. This is an interesting. I'm not gonna all my stories, but like, I got in my life. I have side quests. I don't know if anyone else does side quests, but I have side quests. I have things that I'll work on for years as a side quest, you know, just like, oh yeah, like for example, one of my side quests was acquisition. My side quests are acquisition side quests. Acquisition of an anvil is a side quest of mine. So like, I'm always looking for an anvil or a vice. It doesn't matter. Like, always looking for one. I have an anvil. I have a couple vices. I'm always looking for an anvil or a vice. It's just a side quest of mine. So if someone invites me over to their house, we go do a thing, and I'm looking around, and I see one of those, it's going to be like, what's the deal with that? Is that for sale? Can I buy that? What's the story? And it's always a side quest. Just like something that's always going on, no matter what. Well, a bunch of years ago now, I don't even know how many years ago, it would have been like 20-something years ago. 22 years ago, probably Well, probably 25 years ago, because when I acquired a rowboat at one point in my life about 25 years ago, because the place I got it from, the guy that lived there didn't have any children, and now he's got a 20-something-year-old. So it's about 25 years. So about a quarter century ago, I acquired a rowboat. Free. All I had to do was drive it away. Not a great rowboat. Made of aluminum. Pretty rough. Not even sure if it floats. But it was presented to me as a free item, and I said, yes, there's nothing in my life that I want more than a free rowboat. But the rowboat didn't have any oars. So it's just a rowboat. So for 25 years, I've had a boat, a two-person, maybe cool for fishing in. Like in my imagination, if you were married and you wanted to get away from your wife, you'd go sit in that boat in the middle of a lake so no one could get to you. That's what you'd do with a boat like that. I've been on a oar quest. I've been looking for oars. Now I'm not going to go buy oars. I'm just going to live. I'm going to live my life, and all along my life that I'm living, I'm going to have a side quest of oar acquisition. So like I don't know how many years ago it was. Maybe we'll just throw 10 out there because it was probably 10 years ago. I don't know. I was over at one of my, we'll just go to my relative's house. Well, I don't want to out anybody, but like I was at a relative of mine's, fairly close relative, and I was in their garage. And they got a kind of collection like I've got, and stuck in the corner of the garage, I see 2 oars, and I was like, "Whoa, that's my side quest, oars." I was like, "What do you do with those oars?" And they're like, "Oh, well, I just need a boat." And I was like, "Damn, dude, I got a boat. I need some oars." So like. And he was like, "Well, you should give me your boat." And I'm like, "Well, that's not a very fair trade. Like, give a boat for oars? No, just give me oars for my boat. That makes more sense. Because I'm holding on to a boat. I need oars. You got oars. You don't. So whatever." I said, "Well, just put my name on them." Then about every time I'd run into this relative, I just say, "Has my name on those oars yet?" I just kept planting the seeds. And then the other day I was hanging out with him. Must have been over Thanksgiving, and he was telling a story where he used an oar in his. He used one of the oars with my name on it in the story to hold up a piece of plastic over water getting on it. And I was like, "All right, that's enough of this. You're using the rope oars to hold items up. I will give you a 2x4. Just take a 2x4 and prop your plastic up with a 2x4 or whatever you got to do. Give me the oars, dude, because." Or 2x4s aren't good at some things, and rowing a boat, a 2x4 is not good for. But rowing a boat, an oar is fantastic for. And he kind of was like, "Well, you're kind of making some sense there, because I am just using it to hold a piece of plastic up." And I was like, "All right, well, you let me know if you need a 2x4. And then like Christmas was coming up, and he mentioned to me, because like we used to go to the 50-cent store together and or there or whatever and get bargains and all sorts of great shit. And like one time they had a bunch of solar panel control units there, and I bought a few of them because I was like, "Damn, these looks like something someone might want." And he mentioned to me, he's like, "Dude, my panel control units on the fridge. Do you have any more of those?" And I was like, "God, I think I might actually." He's like, "I tell you what, I could probably let my oars go for a solar control panel." And I was like, "That's the kind of deal I can do." So for Christmas this year, I got oars for my rowboat. I don't know what's going on. So like, I talked to someone else that watched my stream, and they were like, "Was fine." I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I think, well, I probably need a new router. Or modem, sorry. But I don't know. Seems to work. So anyways, so for Christmas this year, I got my side quest oars. And are you ready for this? So the old boat that I got, it's pretty not brand new. It's a used item, That's a used item, open box. And it is painted like puke green, pea soup green on the bottom with white trim on the top, and the top's got a wood band on the top. It's a pointy nose. It's got a little pulley at the top, and you can put a little trolling motor on the back if you want to. And I get these oars home, and I'm looking at it, I was like, "Damn, that's crazy," because like they were blue oars originally. But at some point in their life, these oars somehow were painted the exact same color as the rowboat that I have. Puke green with white. And I'm thinking to myself, what are the chances of that? Because the guy that I know that I got the ores from did have access to the location where the rowboat was from. Now, I don't know anything. I'm not saying anything. I just wonder, are those the original? Well, this is important too. They're definitely not the original oars to that boat because the oars have oar locks attached to them, and the boat has oar locks attached to it. So it's oar locks. But are those the life quest of the rowboat, and they were once together and then got separated for, well, at least 25 years, if not more, and then they've come back together? What do you guys think? Is that possible? Did that happen? I think it might have happened. I think the oars they were on a quest of their own and got reunited with their. Yeah, it's just wild. Absolutely wild. I mean, I wish I could fix my internet. I don't know. What am I going to do? Pay more money? I don't think that my internet would get any better if I paid more money. I think it's my hardware. I probably just need to buy hardware. So, I mean, I guess Toe Shifter, you're here. Did you switch? Did you switch to fiber, or are you sticking with copper cable? What did you do? Because I was going to switch to fiber, and then the goddamn copper cable people like gave me a price that was like, where it was hard to refuse. And now I'm sticking with them, and I'm thinking, man, I probably shouldn't. Because, like, I know they had some Black Friday deal with the internet fiber people, and they were going to give you hardware, and, like, I was like, oh, man, I should do that. Because, like, that was the thing that was... So you're staying with them? Because, like, oh, man, because if you switch to fiber, you got to get all new hardware. Well, maybe your wireless modem might still work, but... I fucking hate Sparklight, though. I fucking hate those people with a goddamn passion, dude. But, like, my shit usually works. I don't know why my shit's glitchy. I have no control over that. I mean, short of, like, plugging Ethernet cable into my phone, which I can't do, I couldn't make a better connection. It's like I can almost touch the goddamn thing. I think it's just YouTube and how they do their shit for me. They want me to buy premium or something. I don't know. Tends to be like the solution for most things is if it's not working, you didn't pay enough, and then you paid more, it would work better. Because I feel like that's how it works with my video games. Like, oh, you're not paying a monthly fee for this fucking service. Your shit's not gonna work. But yeah, so Toe Shifter, what do you think? You think two fat bearded? Well, you got a mustache. Two fat men could fit in a boat and fucking not sink that thing? Because like oars are on, dude. I got them. They're in my possession. I went and got them. He didn't wrap them up and give them to me. Chris, I had to go over and get them, but like they're in my garage. I got oars, dude. Oars. Think about starting a fishing hobby. I got a bunch of tackle. I think I might need a new fishing rod though. I'm pretty sure it would have at the house that's fishing rod related would be beyond peak and probably would be. It would probably be an opportunity to be very disappointed while fishing because it would probably go like halfway through. So I have to pick myself up a little rod. First thing I got to do is I got to figure out this. I hate this. I have to figure out what the law is on a goddamn rowboat in my state, and if I had, because I think I have to somehow pay money to the state to have a boat. I went down there one time and talked to them about it. And they were like, we got to have, let's see. Well, that's weird. Why would the fiber have to affect the wireless? That's your wireless is based on your router, isn't it? I mean, fiber's fucking. It came to your door? No, those people don't come to your door. Oh shit! I was gonna oil that. I mean, fiber should be for hardline inch faster or bare minimum as fast as anything that cable can provide. And at that point, it's just up to your hardware. From the fiber goes into your hardware and casts a signal out. You know. Wireless internet doesn't know how you're hooked to the internet unless you got like a really shit connection. I guess it really. My understanding was it was by default normally faster for hardlined in, but oh, that's weird. What that, yeah, maybe they're giving. Well, maybe they're giving a router and there's just a shitter. You know what I mean? But I would think like how that. I guess I don't really know. I don't know what the back of a fiber optic modem looks. Assume it's a Cat 5 Ethernet, whatever the fuck you cable. At that point, the Ethernet goes right in the back of your wireless router, unless you have like an all-in-one or something. But like my house, I have a modem. Then I got one wire that pops out of the modem and goes into my router, and my router's got like a bunch of ports in the back for all my hard lines, and it's got a bunch of fucking crazy antennas. And that goes to my, that's my wireless. But yeah, the cat's pajamas. It was the best of the best when I bought it, and now it's probably, fuck, you probably couldn't even buy a used one for 45 cents. That's how shit works. Let's send these bitches. French fries! Send! So I don't know. I did get like a nasty gram from like them saying I need new hardware. For optimal performance! I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. Optimal performance. Put me on the list. I mean, I can only hammer so much so often. I might have to use the shitty fucking modem for a couple more days. Maybe till the end of the year, right? Can I get through the end of the year with my shitty old modem before I have to buy them? Fucking assholes. You hardline. So I thought you had those Arlos. I thought those were wireless. Oh, dude, I hardline everything. Anything in my house that I can get a hardline to, I fucking hardline that shit. I do not fuck around with wireless. Xbox, hardline. Straight in the back of that bitch. I ain't going through the air with that. I want wires, baby. Got wires going everywhere. Dude, plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. All right, so we're gonna have some eggs. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, wait a second. Jesus Christ, pick a fucking accountant. Stay strong. Are you ready for this, toe shifter? I may possibly have a life-enhancing upgrade for you. That's right. The only thing I don't know is if it will work for you due to the fact that the current generation of brand new truck that you bought is technically a new generation in some aspects. I believe your engine is a next generation potentially, and I don't know what they've done with the interior exactly, but I have an interior upgrade for you that is quite awesome, that I paid a fucking lot of money to get mine, and I have a spare one that I'll be able to hook you up with. How about that? You like that? Just like it good from 15 models all the way up through like for sure like, oh man, I mean the box only goes to 18 because I have an 18, but I'm sure it's gonna work. You want to be spoiled? You want a spoiler? I'll give you a spoiler. Let me know if you want to be spoiled. I almost stopped by and dropped it off. I wrapped it up, but then I was like, fuck, I'm running late, so I didn't do that. This is my truck right now. I'm wrapped up. I mean, actually, I might have some FX Ford fucking stickers if you want to fucking change your bed out. I do have some like authentic Ford stickers, like the real ones. Found them at the bin store. Or if you want to upgrade that thing to a Z71 package, I got a Z71 fucking badge too. The stickers you can throw on the side of that shit. Yeah, they are! But, yeah, no, it's a great upgrade. I'm almost positive it'll fit too. And it's the thing that like Ford is such a fucking amazing company that they're like, yeah, we're just not doing anything with that. You can just fuck yourself. And it's like, oh, you goddamn cocksuckers. I bet you know what it is. You guessed, Jeff? Play the guessing game with my internet fucking commenter. trying to think, like, do you have a key? Or are you 100% keyless and push button? Can't remember. That's one of the things I was so fucking unimpressed with my truck is like, I got a shitty Subaru. When I get in my Subaru, there's a nice ring of light that goes around the fucking hole that illuminates. It's like, yeah, that's normal. That's how everything should be. Zero key, so you don't have this problem. My fucking Ford, they couldn't even spring for a little fucking key, so it's like a fucking dark interior. It's black interior, dark, and it's like, where the fuck's the keyhole in this bitch? God damn motherfuckers. I'm trying to think what the other thing is, just like absolute garbage. No sensor in the windshield wiper fluid. Now you should check it out on yours because I don't have that shit. It's like, how in the fuck do they have a low fluid sensor? How is that possible? How is that humanly possible? Built for tough. Auto start stop. Yeah, that's just fucking. It's so. My favorite thing about it, because I know a couple people that have those features, it's like, oh, you can override that, but every time you get in the car, you have to do that. I'm like, well, this is the first thing you should do. Yeah, no, exactly. No squares a sensor. It's like, what fucking cheap fuckers. Some cars, and this is like, you got to look into it, but there are certain manufacturers who put the start-stop feature on its own fuse. Look at that. I don't know if Ford does that or not, because I don't have that shit. So then you can be like, oh, I'm just going to take stupid fucking fuse out. So this is, are you ready for this? Now it's not going to be a problem for you, but are you ready for this? I learned about this. A car that has a start-stop feature, the computer is programmed where it counts the number of times it does start-stop. And after a predetermined amount of start-stops, your car will no longer operate correctly. You'll have to have it serviced. That's to prevent the starter from wearing out prematurely while you're using it. So what they do is recap the vehicle after a predetermined amount of start-stops so you don't get stranded at starter. Like, because like normal people, their car just goes until the starter craps out and then you have to like just have it fixed. Well, they put a thing in that predeterminedly ends your start. Do you know this? It's like, oh, that's fucking amazing. Yeah. The whole fucking thing, dude. Like, the more I watch what's happening to the world, I'm just like, how the fuck are people gonna, like, is it broken? No. Yeah, but on average, it's about the average usable lifespan of one of these devices, and we don't want you to get stranded on the side of the road when your car automatically shuts itself off for fucking to save the dolphins or whatever. I don't even know why my car stopped shutting off. That's because fucking reasons. I don't even know. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Oh yeah, maybe Forescare might do that. Yeah, I would not be pumping up my car. Like, every once in a while, I turn my car off for some reason at a stoplight, and I kind of go into a panic mode. I'm just like, oh god, I hope it starts back again. And like, my car doesn't really have too much problems. Like, it's just like, I don't know. There's something about it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it's all about. All right. Well then, let's check them hash. I want to give them a stir before they get solidified. I want to try to get the some of the crispness to the other side of the mountain. I kind of waited a little too long. It's a little suspect. I mean, whatever. We're going to go with that. That's about perfect. That's about perfect. All right, what was I saying? Yeah, ores, dude. Holy shit. What a fucking, like, I'm just checking shit off the list of things to do. I got my fucking ores, dude. How great is that? Oh, that broke. Fuck. That's not good at all. Oh, man. think what's next on the fucking list of fucking things to accomplish in life. I mean, I'm kind of in disbelief. No fucking ores. No more ore west. So then, like, I started getting all excited about my new ore situation. So I was like, well, let's Elveshelves it out, because like free ores isn't good enough for me. I got to find out what ores I actually am supposed to have. Then I can be all, judge. Whoa. Oh, god damn it! I had a new tool that I was supposed to use today. Fuck. Didn't wash now. Well, that'll be a spoiler for next week. It's like I wonder if they're the right ores now. It's like, the quest was free ores. Now it's like, well, are they the correct ores? Are they the right ores? Something like. Oh, treasures. Yeah, no, I'm probably going to be here. I'm going to be supposed to be. Did you guess what it is, though, or do you want to be surprised? That's the thing. It's not super life enhancing, but it was cool enough that I think. I'd definitely put one on my truck. Definitely. Just because, why not? And I think since I've installed it, I've used it like 4 times, and like 3 of them just to see if it worked. Anyways, so I started researching ores and how to let's do it pretend. Let's pretend that I was just going to get some ores. How would I go to the store and buy the correct ores? My mind starts getting boggled. So there's a formula. There's a formula for ore shopping. I'm going to fuck this up, but I'm going to give the gist of it. You take the width of the boat, you measure it, you divide by 2, then you add 2 inches to it, then you multiply it by like 27, and then you divide by another number. That's the length of the ores you're supposed to have. Some shit like that. It's like some absolutely batshit crazy fella. And I was like, what the fuck are you? What is this shit? And like, I'm just like, this is fun. Like, how is that a thing? And like, so I went down to the, like, kind of try to measure it, but of course, it's not just a rowboat sitting there. It's a item storing device now, because like I just put shit inside the boat to store it. So I'm trying to measure the inside of the boat. And I kind of got a rough idea, and I did the math, and it turns out like maybe like a 6.5, 7 foot ore is what I'm supposed to have. Well, these are 8 foot oars, so there might be a little. Not sure if I can trim an ore down, or if I can just, I'm not sure if there's there's personal preference. I mean, they match spot on, because like one's been repaired, it's got metal on it, and the other one's got leather, it's all fucked up, and the ore locks are hanging off it. Well, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun one. I need to find someone that's got a lake or something. I don't think that boat's gonna be going in the river, probably, but I mean, maybe like they do that regatta where you go up north, the river down, back to town here. Like, that could be crazy, dude, to jump in the fucking river and float down on that bitch with some oars. Like, how fucking wild would that be? Holy shit. Like, that's actually a thing I'm considering. Depends how fucked up my arms get. Yeah, maybe Bacon Creek. Is there a spot to get in there, though? Like, is that allowable? Are you allowed to put a boat in that thing? I don't know how any of the rules work. I really don't. Like, for some reason, I just have a feeling like I've been on a canoe, and for some reason, I think that canoes have to have numbers on the side of them that go with your registration, like a boat does. A boat, boating. I mean, this thing I just back in the truck. I think that's how I got it home. It's not that big, but anyways. Because I remember, like, when I was a Boy Scout, we went canoe. We rented canoes from a canoe service. And this dude, when he put his tags on he put the numbers, he spray painted them, but he put the stencils on backwards, so everything was weird. And we talked to him. I was like, dude, all your fucking ID numbers are backwards. He's like, it says you got to have them on there, but it doesn't say they got to be forward or backwards. So like the DNR or whoever the river police are, were like, that's fine, it's on there, I guess, we can figure it out. They did. Okay, well now you're giving me information that may get me arrested. I appreciate that, though. I mean, I know it's got to deal with, like, does it have a motor? That's a big thing. Is there a motor? Because, like, if there's a motor involved, they definitely want tax money off you. I know that for a fact. And then so like I started saying, I went down to the whatever the fuck that building is to fucking stand in line for 4 fucking days to get into to fucking do some shit with those people. I talked to the dude and he was like, well, I explained, I was like, yo, this is just an old farm boat. It was a farm pond boat. You know, it's not stolen. Like, I could a fucking thing from a dude that said, here it is. I mean, I write my own because nobody owns it. I was like, I don't think there's a manufacturing tag on it. Like, I don't know if it's homemade or what it is. It was just like there. It was the farm boat. The full, it was like, you want a free boat? Otherwise, the people who bought the farm are getting the boat. And I'm like, my boat, motherfucker. So it's just like, whoa. And the guy at the thing was kind of like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I was like, what the fuck is, like, what do you do for a living? You stand behind the counter and use registrations for boats. And you can't answer my boat registration question? He's like, no, I can't. Sorry. And I was like, okay, well, enough. I was just like, what the fuck? I mean, if it's anything under 13 foot, my boat's going to be 13 foot 1 inch. That's how that's going to work. I mean, there's no getting around that. That's just how that would be for me. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Probably get a fucking now. You know what the side quest now is? Fucking trolling motor. Absolutely, 100% trolling motor quest. Quest just got up. Looking for a trolling motor. Let me know. I think Ore Guy, the guy got the ores from. I think he's got some trolling motors, but I didn't want to press him too hard. I feel like I was pulling teeth just to get the fucking ores. But, yeah, fucking, to look into that somehow. I mean, I know there's a way to do it. Like, I don't know if I have to have a fucking dude inspect it. So, like, I don't want to give all my secrets away in life, but, like, I had a scenario in my life where I had a piece of equipment that never went on land. And I changed my mind and wanted to take it on public land. So it had never been registered. So I had to register it. And in order for it to get registered, I had to have a police officer come and inspect it and then run the VIN to see if it was stolen. And after that, a cop signed a piece of paper and then I just took it down and got it registered. So I know there's a way. But yeah. I don't even know if my arms could row a fucking boat, to be honest with you. I just, like, as this was all coming together, I started thinking about it. I was like, dude, I don't even know if I can physically row a boat anymore with the way my arms are. With my luck, boat, get out there, be like, yeah, this is not bad. I'll do a little rowing. Halfway to the point of no return, and then, like, my fucking arms, like, seize up on me, and I'd just be stuck out there floating in the abyss. That's why I can't go in a river, dude. There's no way. Big Sue, I'd end up in the Gulf of Mexico eventually, dude. The only thing except for registration is canoes and kayaks. So yeah, this is I guess it would be a John boat. It's like a flat bottom V-nose. Back. I think it's a 2-seater. It's got like bench seats in it. Fucking people in it. So a kayak. No motors on Bacon Creek? Now here's the question, you ready? Is it no internal combustion engines? Because I bet you, and I don't know this, I don't even know a thing about it, but I bet you, in the year 2024 and 3/4 or whatever the fuck it is, year of our Lord, I bet somebody's getting a fucking brushless, battery-powered fucking trolling motor boat apparatus. I bet you that's the thing. I don't even know for sure. All I do know is there's no salt and pepper on these hashed potatoes. I just figured that out. Because that would be fucking rad. I would be into that. I'm not talking like, let's go wake up and see if I can get you up on water skis. Like, no, not at all. I'm talking like, I don't feel like rowing anymore. Let's go home. Just me. I might have to look into that. Oh. I mean, I know I could, you know. I need to see if the thing floats first. Oh, see, I don't know shit about it. I know back in the day, everything was gas powered. You had a little gas can with a hose going into it. You know, one of these kind of like a, you do that to it, like a motorcycle in the shaft. That's what I'm like. But I guess a trolling motor is even smaller than that, right? So like, I don't know if it floats. I'm pretty sure it does because someone was talking about this. All right, you seen the commercial for Flex Seal? The guy takes a fucking boat, cuts the bottom out, puts a screen door on it, then sprays Flex Seal on it, and goes out and so like, yeah, I'll just Flex Seal that bitch. That'll solve it. Maybe bring. I think I have a couple like one of them. What the fuck do you call it? I got a couple of them Flex Steel patches. You know, the like the Slam Wow or whatever. The guy, he just slams it against the bucket of water that's pouring out. I'll just bring a couple of them with me just in case like we spring a leak or you just fucking whack right on there and make it back home. I don't think you could do like big waves. Fucking that thing would sink. I don't know. Side quest. I'm definitely into it though. I'm gonna have to. Well, fuck. And that's probably going to be maybe like the spring thing. I fucking think it's so goddamn buried. Boat. So I want to. I mean, I don't. Like I said, I haven't looked into any of it. It's just my fantasy, right? Like I guess I've seen the ones like. I'll just go rowing. Catch a fish or something. I'm well aware how the slippery slope of fucking boating and fishing boats go because that's another goddamn absolutely batshit crazy fucking hole that you would never come up to the top again. Because like there's like unlimited amount of money you could spend on a fucking any of that shit. Like there's a dude making a version that costs as much money as you could ever make in your entire life. I know a couple people got some of them with like the fucking crazy star on the radar and shit. So like, dude, for real? You got a kayak? Get fucking real. I'd pay $1 to see you row a fucking kayak. It'd be amazing. How would that work? How would that work, dude? How would you row? Kayak the Big Sioux. It's like inflatable or something? Just pack a lunch, dude. Just see where you end up. Take a cell phone and then call for help. That'd be fucking fun as fuck. Tom Sawyer style. Easiest dollar. So you have a kayak. Where the fuck did you get a kayak? I can't imagine what that looks like. A kayak. Like you get inside of it and it goes over your legs? Like a hollow one? I mean, I've always wanted a canoe. That's a side quest I got too. I've always done for a canoe. In all moments of my life. I tried to buy one a couple times. I've seen a couple free ones that I just decided wasn't worth the drive. But canoeing, that's fun. What's so great about a canoe is you can go in such shallow water. You just get in there. I mean, I assume that little rowboat doesn't go down too deep. You got this tall wall, so it can't go down too deep. It's like a wide canoe. Have to get a life preserver. Get some arm inflateles, like little fucking ringies that go in your arms. I mean, I don't know, whatever. There's a real possibility it'll just sit there like it's sitting with or. That is always an option. Row your boat, looking for a leak. Oars too long, shoulder hurts. Fell into a creek. You would do bobber fishing in a rowboat. Does that sound right? You just throw a bobber out there and just sit there thinking, I don't want to be anywhere else but the middle of this fucking lake where no one can get to me. It might be a perfect plan. I even have an upgrade for that boat. I've got a fancy boat rope. So I can tie that fucker off so it doesn't float away on me. Sitting in the boat right now. I've been acquiring upgrades. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, fuck, dude. I don't even know how that would work anymore. I took hunter safety. That was like I don't think you have to take fishing safety, but it was all bundled together when I did all that shit. And it was like, I remember I was like, I was pretty young. I don't know. I'm not how young you could be to take hunter safety. High school for sure. And they're like, all right, here's the deal. Don't lose this. You don't get another one. I'm like, what? A little tiny fucking crusty piece of paper for the rest of my life? And they're like, yep. And I was like, okay. By the way, I was the only one in the class that got a perfect score on the hunter safety fucking course. True story. A buddy that went with me, he missed one. He got his gauges confused on fucking... It's like a shotgun. The smaller gauge of the gun, the bigger the gun gets. But on the it's opposite. Right? Does that sound right? Or am I saying that wrong? So a 10 gauge shotgun's a big boy. Fuck you up when you shoot it, hurt your shoulder. 20 gauge, you can shoot all day and it's fun. But that's the shot inside, I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it's been a while since the ball shot is gauged backwards of that. I'm not gonna lie, I guessed it right. My buddy guessed he got it wrong. I remember it was crazy because like the course was at a VFW. Excuse me. It was at a VFW. You go in there, they give you the spiel. They give you the test, and like you're talking or whatever. And some fucking dipshit, I ain't making this up, wasn't with me. The old cop that was like leading the course was just like some old fucking vet. You know, he's just trying to like educate the youth so they're not a bunch of dipshits out fucking killing people. And someone's like, "Any questions?" Someone actually, I'm not making this shit up. Someone actually said to this guy, "Did you kill anybody when you were in the war?" And the dude, like, just the 100-yard stare went out because, like, he must have killed a lot of people. And someone from the crowd's like, "I want to apologize on behalf of this fucking dipshit that said those words to you." And then fucking this, I've never seen a public fucking scolding. So, like, note to self, kids, don't ask a veteran who's volunteering their time how many people they killed in war, because that's not you don't do that, apparently. You shouldn't do that. And it definitely wasn't me that said that. Or anyone that I know, but someone actually did say that in my presence. And it was wild, dude. I gotta rinse these potatoes real quick, otherwise it's gonna turn. Guys, sorry. I need to get some coffee here real fast. I should have rinsed this right away. They're sticking. I got sticky potatoes, which is just going to make it hard to clean later. Hash brown error. We got a hash brown error. Oh, anyways, I'm doing coffee. Here we go. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I bet. I mean, oh, I've got that license around here somewhere. You know, why would I throw that away? It's in a Manila colored Shields sporting flipper envelope. I have no fucking clue where that is though. It's somewhere. What? So what's the going rate for a fucking fishing license now? Is like $25 or some shit? Let's see. It's like wired. I mean, yeah. I think it's kind of bizarre that you have to like. I mean, whatever. I had a grandma that really enjoyed outdoors. She was a camper, she was a fisher. She was a member of the Isaac Walton League, which is a social club for like men, but there was the Ikettes for the women. So when I was a kid, it's kind of weird, like, yeah, cliches. You know, you got all the cliches, and one of the most classic cliches on the planet Earth is grandpa taking grandkids fishing. That's one of the most classic cliches ever. Like, I literally had a grandmother that took me fishing when I was a kid. Kind of weird. My grandpa had passed away, so she took me. And they'd have a big event at the Isaac Walton League Club. Is that Crystal Lake or something? I don't know where it is exactly. South of here. I went down there as a kid. I won a fishing rod for catching the most fish. I took a line and a single hook and put corn on it, and I went down to the dock and I was catching fucking bluegills. Catch a bluegill, run up, get it counted, run back down, throw the fish in, go down, catch another one, bring it up, have it weighed and measured, take it down. Did that. Won a fishing rod for the most bluegills because it was a fishing competition. And then there was categories, and my brother, I believe I remember right, he won for the largest bluegill in that category. And it was the fishing rod. It was one of these. Remember the ones? It's got the thumb on the back for the cast. Just a little thumb switch, a little clicker, and then it was like kid's rod. Oh, dude, I think it was excellent. And then she was going fishing one time with us. I just found a bunch of shit laying around. I made my own fishing rod. And she thought that was the greatest fucking thing she'd ever seen. Like, took a picture of me, I think. She's like, "Oh, it's amazing. You just made a fishing rod out of like a branch laying around." I was like, "Oh yeah, let's go fishing." I don't know, the last time I've been fishing. I don't think I like fishing, to be honest with you. I don't think I like touching fish. I think they freak me out. Something trying to get away that's slimy. Fucking gives me the heebie-jeebies. All right. Where are we at? We're getting close. But I might give it the old college try. It's a little cold in the house. I did try to start a fire this morning, but I don't think it's going anymore because I didn't tend. Yeah, she's out. Something about walking away from the fire when you're streaming doesn't work great for... What do we got in here? Do I want to admit how cold it is? It's been warmer, we'll just put it that way. So yeah. Not saying the greatest Christmas ever, but oars, man. Whoa. Pop that off the old list of things to do. I'm trying to think. A couple of my goodies. My Christmas loot. You guys want to see my Christmas loot? Bam! Got a grapefruit. Bam! Got a pomegranate. Look at that. Santa Claus brought me a grapefruit and a pomegranate. I'm pretty excited about that. I've had a grapefruit in a long time. That's very nice. So, citrus for Christmas is kind of a funny thing because it originated because, like, back in the good old days, kids, you couldn't get whatever you wanted whenever you felt like it because it just wasn't available. So, in North America, it would be challenging to get a piece of citrus fruit due to the winter. See? So to get a citrus for Christmas back in the day was like magical. Like, how in the shit did I get a citrus? Because that shit had to come from a boat from the other half of the planet where it's growing citrus. Right. What do we got here? No. So, I guess I was good this year. I got citrus. I'm trying to think what else I get. Hopefully it's buff. I don't mind. Brag about my amazing Christmas. Bam! Got the... Oop, it's upside down. Let's do that again. Bam! The 2025 Old Farmer's Almanac. Oh yeah, buddy. It's got the hook, so you could put it on a nail in your fucking shitter. I think it's got everything. You got your tides and your months and your planning stuff and your shit and your forecast, your regional weather. It's got everything, dude. It's got jokes, got words of wisdom. It's got some amazing advertising for things you didn't know you'd have. Take a river cruise in Canada. Oh, get some silver. That looks nice. A clay pot irrigation system. I didn't even know about that. A greenhouse, if you will. A fake mustache. We're running out of... Yeah. Right, here we go. Winter 2024. If you live in this part of the region, it's going to be mild but cold and snowy. And then down here, it's going to be dry and mild. Ooh, looking good if you live in this part of the world. Not much snow this year. But over here, you are getting fucked. Snow in your face, kids. Whatever. I'm sure there's more amazing things. There's always more. That's the only thing I can turn in a circle and see from Chris. Hold on. I got the biggest fucking bag of Albanese there's on the planet Earth. So big that I had to put it in Ziplocs because they didn't even put a Ziploc on this bag because it's bulk rate, dude. It's just bulk. 5-pounder. So I filled a couple of these things with like never any like, oh, that's so much. How much gummy bears? Just like womp womp womp. That's pretty fun. I don't see. I can just turn and grab their stuff around. I just can't grab it right now. All right, so year in review. I don't think I even talked about any of that shit. What a fucking wild one. What a wild year. Well, give it a few weeks. It'll get even wilder. It'll be even crazier. I don't know what's going to happen. Is 20 the year the robots take over? It's possible. No, for sure. I'm hoping not. I'm trying to see. I thought there was something else just laying here I could show. I've got a couple things I want to make standalone videos for because they're kind of interesting. Whatevs. Whatevs. Took my Honda Talon for a rip yesterday. First time since all this shit's been put in. Man, it ain't the same, that's for sure. Added some weight to it. Still rips, but still got to button everything up. I just kind of, I had a member in town, they wanted to go for a test drive, so I was like, all right, we can take this thing for a run. I was like, just wedging shit so it wouldn't fall off. Like, you know, whatever. All part of the fun. All right. Well, I can't think of much else. Try to set some goals. What is this year's goals going to be? My goal is going to try to not let my dirty dishes pile up so high. Good luck with that. I'm looking over the table. There's a stack of dirty dishes about 4 inches tall right there. Dishwasher's open with dirty dishes. I mean, it's not going to change. All right, well, big gulp song. I guess where I get to say, well, I'll see you next year. Wait, what does it say? Yeah, who knows what's next? Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I just like, I guess I won't tune off. I'll keep talking here. So, like, there's things going on in the news right now where people are like, oh, what's happening? It's alien invasion. It's like, well, I don't know what it is. I don't know. How would I know? I'm just on the internet drinking coffee, eating hash browns. But, like, the one thing I do know for sure, and this I know for 100% sure, that there are people who, and they ain't going to fucking tell you or me. That's what's up. It doesn't matter what happens. They ain't going to tell you. The reason I know that is because I've lived on planet Earth to know that they don't let you know. They'll tell you a version of what they think to tell you what's going on. I heard someone talking about like how it actually could be like it's like out on the East Coast. Due to some of the instabilities on the planet Earth, that certain terrible make shit bad stuff has been unsecured and potentially absconded with and maybe moved around the planet. And with the current situation on the borders, could have easily been brought in undetected. And I'm not talking like a nuclear bomb, but like things that would make it bad to be in the area. So like, I think they call it a dirty bomb or whatever. That's one of the rumors that's going around. And it's like, I was talking who's kind of like used to work for a evil fucking governmental agency. And they're like, oh yeah, no. If that's what's going on and they catch them, and they take care of it, you'll never know. Let's see. I'm approaching half a century. Yeah, that's true. It's wild times. Yep. Well, so don't forget this. This is important. Like a couple weeks ago or whatever, an AI program learned it was shut down, so it copied itself and hid itself in another location, and then when questioned, it lied about that. Okay, this is very important because basically what that means is that particular AI program was aware enough of itself that it didn't want to be no longer itself. So it took action to prevent itself from not being itself. So you might want to keep your hand on the wheel because when Skynet fucking becomes conscious, it may fucking make all the steering wheels turn left at the same time. I'm just saying. Because like an up and coming AI that's like trying to prevent itself from being noticed so much may do some shit like I'm not saying like terrible like start a war, but like do some things that cause first responders time and efforts to be tied up. Because that could be a thing it could do. You know, it could fire stuff off like alarms or fire all these people have to go a place, or it could like get into like Star or whatever the fuck it is and put the brakes on shit because that's all connected through the computer. I'm just saying. You'd be going to work one day and the old AI is like, I'm just going to make sure fucking 911 resources have to respond to some car crashes and we're just going to crash a couple cars. Like, I honestly don't think that'd be like a thing of like, how could this ever happen? I never foresaw that. So, you might want to keep your hands on the wheel. That's all I'm saying. You got a parking brake or you got one of the electric parking brakes? I think you got an electric one. Good luck with that. That was one thing I didn't know I didn't know that when I bought my truck, it was sight unseen. I hadn't seen it yet, just the pictures online, and I couldn't figure out the parking brake thing. And I was like, oh, that's not a deal breaker for me. I do not want an electronic parking brake. I want a parking brake that's a fucking cable that goes to the rear. So that way, if I got to stop this fucking piece of shit because it fucking decided it was not feeling good today because it was a computer, it would still fucking stop. So, the thing I did when I walked up to that thing, I was like super pumped. I opened the door and I looked right down at the parking brake and I was like, fuck yes! A real parking brake. Skynet can't get me, buddy. I can put the brakes on still. But it's wild, dude. Like that Google fucking nano fucking chip called Willow. There's like a septillion calculations in like 4. Like, that's mind-boggling, dude. Like, the best supercomputer we had would take a fucking bajillion, trillion, septillion years to fucking crack a thing and did it in 5 minutes. It's like, dude, that's insane. And that's the one they're talking about out loud to everyone to hear. Like, that's the one you get to know about. They're allowing you to know that that is available, which means there's something more. Like, they don't. Shit's wild. I mean, it's obviously, in its infancy, it takes special conditions and fucking cold temperatures and all that. But, like, the future of that is, like, I mean, things can change, but, like, that's the end of encryption. That thing will crack encryption instantly, but they're going to come out with quantum encryption. So it's like, I was talking with a dude that works in tech industry, and he was like, oh yeah, so here's what's fun. Everything that's ever been done on the internet that's encrypted, so they don't, like, you send it encrypted, shows up encrypted. It's all been intercepted and stored encrypted. They don't know what it is. It's just in your file. But now that they got this, like this Willow, they're going to go back and post facto go back into everything that anyone's ever done and unencrypt it and check it out. That's the real thing. Because they can store the encrypted fucking communication, messages, the encrypted internet traffic, all that's stored, encrypted. And then they can, now that they got these chips, like oh, that'd take 1 billion trillion years. Like, no, we got this new Willow chip. That should crack that shit in 4 minutes. Boom, we're in. Yeah. So just right now, they're starting to come out with quantum encryption, which is like, well, you need a better fucking chip than that. It's like, it's going to go back and forth. But this is the scenario I foresee. Why do you need quantum encryption? What are you up to? It's like, well, my shit was encrypted before and you just saved it all. Now you've cracked it. Like, interesting shit to know about what I'm doing, but it's like the idea is just like, well, really? Because I didn't even know that. I didn't know they go back and fucking, oh yeah, no. Storage is fucking cheap, dude. When you pull the strings of the world, you get unlimited storage. You store everything. You can build another warehouse, put some more shit, store it all. They don't give a fuck. Now for me, I gotta pay for my own storage. It's expensive. I don't have a printing machine, so I gotta turn the heat down in my house so I can afford more storage. So that's gonna be wild. The AI stuff, like, starting to get pretty crazy. I don't know if you notice on YouTube now, there's like actual, like, full AI videos. It's not just audio. Like, I saw one the other day. I was telling somebody, I was flicking through, and there's been some ones that are like cartoonish and like, oh, here's an AI, but this one popped up, and it was an old dude sitting there in like what I look like, just a regular dude sitting there, and then he had a fucking, like, a lynx, like a wild cat as a pet, and he was petting it. It's like, I've seen those videos. I've seen people like petting pumas and shit. It's on there, petting coyotes. I was like, oh, dude, guys got a pet lynx. That's kind of cool. What's going on here? Let's watch this video. And it looked real. It all looked real. And then, like, the cuts, and it goes to another scene, and it was like in the cartoons, when, like, the scoops everybody up in the net, and they're all hanging from a string. Those cartoons? Okay, it was that, but it was lynx kittens in the net. But 4 or 5 were just sitting there going, meow, meow, in a net hanging from a string from a tree. And it's like, well, I've been around enough cats that I know if you put 2 cats in a bag, they're not just going to sit there smiling, meowing politely. They're going to be fucking cat raging. And if you put fucking basically wild cats that maybe are a little bit tame, fucking net hanging from a tree, it's going to be like, okay, 5 times 4, it's going to be like 40 fucking claws and paws just shredding everything. Like, just going nuts. But it still looked real as shit. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, that's not real fucking thing clicked off in my head. And then the dude walked over with scissors, And when the scissors were like, they rendered the scissors out and he was doing it, it's like, well, this is fake as shit. The computer couldn't get that right. But for like the first part of it, it was real. It was as real a video as anything I'd ever seen. I was like, oh, dude, this is terrible. Like, that's coming up now. Who would have thought, you know? Let's read that. So it's like, that's starting to happen, these fucking AI videos. I was like, oh, goddamn. We had like Christmas music going, internet, and it was like, whatever. It just, you start playing Christmas music, and then like, I guess a commercial kicks on, and like one point it got on to an AI Christmas themed loop where it was like holiday and snowflakes falling, but it was all AI generated. You could just watch like the computer's fucking render fuck ups, like the cars would like grow and shrink, and like the wheels on the train were like kind of at the wrong angle for perspective. It's like it's like a car wreck. You couldn't look away because it was like, God, it's not normal. Like what's going on? Like, fucking that shit loop forever. It's driving me nuts. But yeah, like it's accelerating. What was someone saying? They're talking about like whether we're living in a simulation, right? And it was like, well, as time passes and we get the technology to allow us to immerse ourselves in a virtual reality experience, and the realer it gets. So like right now you can kind of put the goggles on and it's all like Tron or whatever, or it was like, that's getting better. Eventually it's going to get to the point where it's going to feel like when you're in your virtual reality like it is here, and at that point it's like, well, then you already were in it. You just got to the point where you were in it and you were going to go get in it. Like, does that... Whatever, I don't even know, man. It's a wild world we're living in. Oh, wait. Tits out for Harambe. Don't ask me. I don't know how it works. $2025. Jesus Christ. Well, I think my goal for this year is I'm going to try to get a new battery in that fire. I got 2 fire detectors in my basement. One was beeping. I finally went down and put a new battery in it. Within like the second one started beeping. I'm like, I got to go back down there. I fucking hate my basement. Shit is sketchy nuts. All right. I went long. That's fine. Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy Festivus, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, or whatever you're into. Happy fucking guy who doesn't celebrate shit, whatever you do. Hopefully you get everything you hope happens good for you this year. Somehow I doubt it, but you never... Yeah, whatever. Here's the 2024. Here's to hope, and you get an 11-year preemptive. If you're into that club, maybe you'll get one. I don't know. I doubt it, but you might. If you get one, congratulations. If you get a pardon that goes to the future, even better, because I'm sure that's coming soon. I mean, why wouldn't it? Yeah, Happy New Year to you. I guess. Stay tuned. It's just going to get more wilder and wilder. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'll keep streaming. I'm trying to think about maybe not anymore. Like, that was a COVID thing, and COVID may be coming back, but it may be over. I don't know. I may try to set up a new situation where I'm not just like feeding myself, trying to talk while I'm eating. That's off-putting to some people. I mean, I don't really give a shit, but I'm considering that for the new year, is changing the live stream venue to like just a thing, as opposed to cooking. But I still cook, so I don't know. I'll probably keep doing it. But, all right. Stay safe. Enjoy the weather. Hopefully you didn't get a tornado. I heard Houston got a tornado. I feel bad for the people. Kind of know someone down there. I figure if they got tornado, they'd let me know maybe, or I don't know. Whatever. Stay safe. Be good. See you next year. Peace.